Our next presenter is Professor Dr. Andrea Pataki-Hundt from the Cologne Institute of Conservation Sciences.
Okay, hello. Okay, hello everyone, and thank you very much for being part of the group. And we are also a group have worked on this topic. It's Marlene Börngen, Diana Blumroth, and Hannah Flock, who are perhaps also in the auditorium. And yes, I will just talk about our project. We have conducted from 2020 to 21. It was in cooperation with the Universitäts- und Landesbibliothek, as a university and county library in Bonn, with Dr. Michael Herkenhof and Daniel Presselmeier, and it was funded by the KEK. It's a German-wide fund for saving cultural heritage, and we had some colleagues helping with the XRF device and interpretation of the pigment analysis, and also with Stephanie Dietz with other interpretation work. Yes, we have divided our project in 3 parts. So it was phase 1, the analytical measurements with XRF and Raman spectroscopy, which was mainly done by Diana. And then we wanted to search for a low-tech available test kit to detect arsenic, and this was performed by Hannah Flock and Marlene Börngen. And phase 3 was then the developing of a prototype for a storage box, guidelines for health and safety handling. And this was done by Marlene Börngen and some students of us. And Juliana Wetten, she performed her bachelor thesis, especially for the 4H treatments, which we have seen already with Mark in his pictures. When the 4 edges are green, and she looked into a consolidation treatment for single books, but we put this out. And now she is also performing her MA thesis with this contact contamination and air quality, and also to look into the guidelines. Okay, our phase 1, so we had the chance to investigate 300 volumes from the 16th to the 19th century, just green books, and they were measured with XRF handheld device mostly. And if Diana wasn't sure if it's Shales green or emerald green, she also looked into the Raman spectroscopy, and also to look with UV light to detect pigment, which works quite good. And this is how it looked like. So we got all these books, not knowing which green is what and which book represents or will come to us. So Diana showed she measured all of them in this handheld XRF device. And well, we had the green in the binding, in the spines as Signet, so everywhere, I think, like all other colleagues as well. And well, she looked for copper and arsenic mainly, and also compared it with our database. And if she wasn't sure, so she also used the Raman spectroscopy here, for example, to detect orpiment, or to look into emerald green, so according to the reference database. This was our phase 1. So we had the 300 volumes from all over the centuries. 19th century was a focus, and she could detect it quite good. What worked quite well for the older books was the UV light to detect orpiment, which also happened quite a lot. And we found about 50% of books with containing arsenic. But this was not created from our point of view. So we just wanted to see, is arsenic or is it not arsenic? And then phase 2 was mainly with Hannah Flock. So we wanted to give the persons in the libraries a method to have a low-tech measuring tool, because they won't have XRF, they won't have a synchrotron radiation tool or anything. So to have a good, easy to handle test kit, and there's several on the market, mainly for water quality. And so we adapted this test and have also made a video in German and English, and adapted it from the testing water quality and make this the sampling. So either by rubbing with a swab or by taking samples, and then you have it's a clear procedure which you have. You add you have zinc and the acid, and with mercury bromide you get arsenic hydrogen, and then you have a test strip, and you have a color. You can read the color by changing it. And it always it's reference to the analytical measurement. It works quite well. The test is from M-Quant arsenic test. So you always have 100 test kits, and it's for us it seems reliable. It's easy to it's totally clear how it works. It's an easy way to detect the arsenic on the bindings. And here the result is that there is a good custom-made test kit. It costs about €2 per tests. However, what you need is manpower. You need someone performing these tests, and in the best way also a fume hood because of the arsenic hydrogen evaporation. But you can everything is secure in the system itself, but it's these are the parameters. And our phase 3 was to look into a prototype, how we can somehow give an idea for a storage box, because you don't have the arsenic always in the whole bag, in the whole binding. Sometimes it's only a little piece of paper where we found, or you have the forage which is not confronting a reader or a researcher. So we looked into different kinds of prototypes for boxing, and here I will just discuss two of them, the number 1 and number 2. And there we were thinking to use a standard clamshell box out of corrugated cardboard, and we cut out windows to see the back, so and to see the front. So you have it's enclosed, it's secure, but you still see the information. So this would be one prototype. It's not performed yet. It's just ideas we are playing around. This is how it would look like. The other one would be one with an open spine, where perhaps only a little piece is with arsenic, and at the side you have perhaps wrapping paper to wrap the book, and then to throw it away, the wrapping material. So this would be another idea if you only have really minor parts where arsenic is found. So these are two types we were thinking of it, but still we have to discuss this with the colleagues. So this is how it would look like. Here would be the results. It's not yet custom made, so you would need to give this information to the box maker. So we have 2-3 companies in Germany where we can ask them to do them, or you make them all by hand. But this is why this is quite a lot. If we hear, and I think the next 2 days we will learn more about the numbers, how many books we have with arsenic. So definitely we will need to have ideas to give these ideas or the guidelines for boxing to the box making companies. Yeah, so our project which is now, well, technically finished, but we're still thinking about, and we're working on, we still continue to work with it, but we would say, well, you can measure the arsenic analytically with the XRF or the Raman spectroscopy. The test kit is available. We think it's an easy way to detect it with no chemical knowledge. And it also corresponds to the analysis, which we think was quite nice, and it's quite sensitive. And we thought about prototypes for storage boxes, and to try to implement it for the special cases for the 4Hs, if you have 3 green 4Hs. So Juliana Wetten developed a consolidation treatment. However, this is really a single piece treatment, and also some guidelines for handling. What was an eye-opener for us is that this project is to support the awareness of the topic. So it might be a topic for libraries, and how to deal with it. So to talk to the libraries and to give guidelines, then also to try or to give support by the implementation, so how to incorporate into a workflow. So this is a difficult thing to proceed. So still now it's still everything is new, so we found it and we have, but how they then actually implement it in their workflow, and always having health and safety guidelines in mind. Then, well, the topic of mediation. So we gave already a workshop in Den Haag at the Central Library and at the TH Köln. And we continue to work with Juliana Betten in her master's thesis. And we just handed in this project with studies in conservation and hope that it will be positively evaluated. Okay, so I thank you for your attention, and I thank all the co-authors and also for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrea. I am particularly interested in those tests that are in boxes. That seems very attractive for even booksellers. So I will probably be emailing you about that soon.
Please.